Hey everyone, welcome to Founders365 with me, Steven Haggerty. Today, I am joined by Keir Wotherspoon. He is the founder of Lift Fitness Evolution. How are you doing today, man?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Steven. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Thanks for fitting me in. I know your world is a little bit busy this week.
Oh, that's fine. Gets us away from it, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's very true. I'm doing you a favor, basically. And that's what we're saying. Cool, man. So let's talk about Lift. Let's talk about how you got started, where it is now. Very impressive the fact that you've sort of gone from being a PT, let's say, to owning your own studio or own building. What would you class that? A studio building? What would you call it?
Facility. 2,500 square foot. So it's I would say it was the size of a gym.
Nice.
It's big. It's very big.
Yeah. Cool, man. So talk to me how you got to where you are now.
For all the wrong reasons, honestly.
Always the way.
I was working in a factory. That's kind of where I started off. And I hated my job. Basically worked there for 9 years. And I ended up just deciding I just needed out. So I went to university. I sold my house, quit my full-time job, sold my house to funders through university for 4 years. Done a sports science degree, sorry.
Yeah.
And then I was going to be a PE teacher. That was the whole kind of purpose of doing what I was doing, to be a PE teacher. Done like a placement in a school, and to be honest, didn't really give us a buzz. Didn't mind it. I didn't get that buzz from it. And then I was personal training. I started doing personal training alongside when I was doing university. And I started working with a few athletes, and actually it corresponded to what I was doing with universities. It was all kind of tying together, and I thought, actually, this is actually really interesting. Yeah. Quite like it. So I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to be a PE teacher. I'll go down what was at the time the S&C route, so the strength and conditioning route. Done all my S&C qualifications. Got into a local gyms, like a strongman gym, was like S&C. They had quite a lot of athletes working there, training there. Sorry, so I got to train a lot of them. And then a few kind of things started to happen. I started getting a good client base, and then I kind of got put in a position where I needed to move. It was either sink or swim, so to speak. And I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll open my own gym because it looks really, really easy.
The fact that this story it looks really easy means it's going to be a good one.
The number one biggest mistake I've ever made was just underestimating business, like 100%, because
but so easily done when you're like the outsider looking in, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I was in a gym and thought, this is easy. You've got all these members coming in.
Yeah.
You're the clients you want to train. You're bound to be, the money just was kind of
like, I'll be having a Rolls Royce within 6 months.
Yeah. And I love training people. I love helping people. I thought, well, it makes sense to open a big place. I get members in. They can kind of come and train in the gym. They'll be happy. I'll train the clients who I want to train, and then I'll be happy. They'll be happy, and everybody will be happy. And but it was just
happy old world.
Yeah, and it was just kind of right. Get a facility, fill it with equipment, and then just open the doors. And that was as much business experience that I had, to my detriment, because then I kind of spent the next 5 years really struggling.
From when you opened the doors, how quickly did you realize that it's not as easy as you thought it would be? Because I'm guessing right at the start there was probably like a little buzz, so you thought, oh yeah, this is great, it's working.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. The thing is, when I first opened it, I opened it as a gym, and I didn't open it as a like a personal training place, which, kind of looking back, probably should have done that first. But
yeah,
it was just kind of right. It opens at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it closes at 9 o'clock at night, and we open 7 days a week.
Yeah, that's a long day for you.
Yeah. Had no staff, not the first month and a half. But I was just on a pure adrenaline, just literally just buzzing because I had my own. Got a member of staff in, and then kind of realized how hard it was going to be. And then there was a buzz, so probably about a year and a half, there was a lot of people kind of coming through because it was new, we were decent shape. Still not making anything really, but it was in decent shape. Always had this vision of it, being the best gym around. But then it was just, it just got really kind of difficult after that. After the buzz started dying down, it just started getting really difficult.
When it got difficult, what did you do to change things around then?
I was just starting in investing in myself, because I think the biggest part about it, I'm like a natural introvert. I'm not the sort of person that'll go in the middle of people and and be like, oh look, here I am, and
yeah,
I find that really difficult. But then owning the gym, you kind of need to do that a little bit. You need to be in the middle of it. So I literally spent 2 years, probably the past 2 years, just working on my self-development. And that was sort of a big turning point for my
What sort of things did you do then? Is this like reading books, or did you go to seminars? What was it?
First of all, I'd done a mentorship. I done a mentorship in London with a guy, and that one of the reasons I went to him, he's big in the fitness industry, and he's kind of got good, successful businesses himself. But the big point that I wanted to work with him because of the self-development side of it, he was big in self-development. So I was kind of instantly attracted to that. So I went down and done a 6-month internship there, mentorship, sorry. And that just kind of made us realize actually where I was at.
Yeah.
Nowhere near where I thought I was at. Realized kind of the insecurities and the lack of confidence I had. And it was just like, shit, I need to do something.
Yeah.
You need to do something.
That was like your wake-up call.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
But here's the thing, because I'm always curious about this journey. It's like, what made you like seek that out? What made you think, okay, I need that mentorship, I need to do personal development? Because you could have easily probably just struggled with the gym and, you know, probably covered your bills and broke even or just under or whatever. And that's what loads of people do.
Yeah.
So what made you change?
I took a photo of myself, like a physical photo, and I was out of shape. I was in a dark place, like a really dark place. We just had, in the middle of all this, when we very first opened the gym, I got married just beforehand.
Wow.
Then a year later, I had my first son. And then a year after that, 2 years after that, I had my second son. And that's when things really kind of stopped. I was realizing that I needed to do something.
Yeah.
I took a photo of myself. I thought, I need to sort of work on my nutrition and stuff a little bit, because I felt a little bit
like self-motivating type thing.
Yeah, and I took a photo of myself. I thought, shit, you're like really out of shape, and I looked ill. I looked how I felt.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until my wife had said, you're actually quite depressed, and that was just like we need to do something. Kind of do something to change this around.
Wow.
What kind of set it off, really.
And then after that 6 month, I was about to say internship as well, because you said it earlier, mentorship. Yeah. What happened? What changed? What got you to where you guys are at now? Because it's, you know, it sounds like you really turned it around.
I think it was just because I started understanding myself better. I started understanding my clients better. You know, it was from my side at the beginning. It was all the physical side of it. You know, you've got to be in good shape and typical sort of PT. But then once I started getting the self-development side of it, I could actually relate a lot of that, my struggle in business, to clients' struggles in life. And it was kind of tying it all in. And I thought, actually, it actually makes a lot of sense. So I could relate to clients on a sort of a different level. That makes sense. I've never struggled with weight myself, apart from I was out of shape a little bit. I've never been obese or anything like that, so I can never relate to that. But the struggle, the internal struggle, that's what I could relate to.
And so the relationship with your clients obviously changed, right?
Yeah.
And for that, what was the benefit of having that added bit of expertise or that added bit of relationship building with the clients? How did that affect everything?
It just gave me a deeper. Do you mean like the relationship itself with the clients that I had?
Yeah, because like you said, and you going through that personal change and that personal development allowed you to communicate differently with your clients and relate to them a lot more. So did that then help them on their journey and their motivation and I'm guessing, you know, on a selfish business wise, it probably improved your successes as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there was one client in particular, I think I kind of made us realize at the time she was quite overweight. But it wasn't even necessarily the fact that she was overweight, it was the internal struggle she was having. She was explaining the struggles that she was having. And I was sort of thinking, hold on, these are the same kind of struggles I've had.
Yeah.
So I could communicate with her about that, and it helped her overcome them. And I felt like I just, pass that on to a lot more clients after that as well.
Yeah, brilliant. So where's Lift now? Where's Lift Fitness Evolution now?
So at the minute, I'm actually going through another mentorship now. I'm going through a 12-month mentorship with another guy in the fitness industry to try and take this on to the next level.
Amazing.
We're kind of at the position where we're probably stagnated a little bit. Just for, I don't know, I suppose when you get the business, you do get to that point, don't you, where you reach a certain level and you need to be sort of taken up to that next level. And this is when you start putting yourself around the similar kind of people or people above your level to then pull you up. And that's kind of where I'm at now.
Is it, what was the difference in terms of that searching of mentorship this second time round? Because the first time you were probably in a you obviously were in a completely different mental space. It was different needs, different desires, whereas now you're looking for that, like you said, that next level up. So how was the search different?
This time it's about systems. Last time it was about understanding, or probably understanding me more than anything. And then now it's understanding systems and understanding business to a deeper level.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at. I need to, really kind of put everything in I've got. But I'm in that place now where I can do that. I can go in, I can do it. Whereas before, because I was so probably confused with myself, I found it difficult and I found it really confusing.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm in that space where it's just like, okay, I know what I need to do. I just need that guidance.
Yeah.
Just to take us through it.
It's like you can see it, but you don't quite know how to grab it.
Yeah, I've got all these little bits of things that I've worked, and I know the things that I need to do. It's just piecing them together in the right way.
Yeah.
And then somebody actually says, this is how you build the path. You've got all your bricks. You just need to know how to lay it.
Yeah. Well, it's like any of your PT clients, right? Everyone knows how to lose weight and everyone knows how to get fitter, but it takes you to enable that sometimes. Here's an interesting question in terms of your role or your identity, about how it's changed from, as you started out, just being a normal PT like everyone else, to now being an owner of a facility where you employ other coaches. How have you dealt with that change over time and that transformation in terms of your positioning?
Difficult, to be honest, because when I very first opened, it was, I suppose every business owner goes through this. It's the control. You don't want to let control. You've started something that's probably really close to your heart. Like, to me, it's
probably your first child.
Yeah, it pretty much was, and I'm very passionate about it. It's not just something. Yeah, it's a business, and I'll try and make some money out of them. Actually, there's a deeper meaning to it, and it's hard to get that control. It's hard to trust people with certain things, but as you kind of go through it and actually you think, well, actually, these are doing a really good job here, probably better than I can do. So it gives you that confidence in himself that there's actually other people who are just as passionate as what you are.
Yeah. One of the questions sort of the listeners always ask is, how did you decide about those first couple of people that you hired? How did that conversation go in your head, and how did you choose the right person or right people?
The first guy that I brought in was actually, I brought him in because I knew him. I knew he was a good coach. He had a lot of experience, and that was really it. That was why he came in there. After that, it was more based on, honestly, good feeling. I don't look at qualifications as such. It's important that you got to have a personal training qualification, just to cover.
It's like legal minimum.
Yeah, legal minimum. But apart from that, I don't care about qualifications. I don't know what anyone's got. If someone comes in and I get a good feeling about their values, then to me, that's all that matters. And everybody who comes in, I tend to get a really good feeling about it, or a bad feeling about it. And so far, I haven't been wrong.
Good. That's it. Trust your gut. I think people need to do that more.
That's it.
It's one of those things that is underused. So, fitness industry, super noisy, super busy.
Yeah.
What have you guys done to stand out from the crowd, to make yourself be seen and still being able to grow a business? You're 5 years in now, right? And it's like, that's bloody impressive.
I think the biggest thing for us is it's our values more than anything. You know, I try to educate people. My biggest thing is education, because I've always struggled to learn things myself. I got into personal training because of my own issues, my own kind of body confidence issues and these kind of things. And I really struggle to find information. So every time I find something or I learn something new, I like to tell people, I like to educate people in it. And I love nothing more than educating. That is a big part of what I do. I could quite happily stand in a room full of people and educate them in, you know, the benefits of lifestyle and nutrition and training and all these kind of things. And that's what I always try to portray, as opposed to our, you know, fat blast class and things like that. I just don't, I can't get involved with it. I can't get on top of that.
Yeah.
To me, it's deeper. It has to be deeper. It's about the person. It's about the lifestyle. It's about changing the things in the life, not just sort of, you know, let's do 21 days and get rid of loads of fat. It's, look, I want to work with your lifestyle. I want to ingrain some habits, routine, you know, help you with nutrition, so then you don't need us anymore.
How do you balance, how do you make it so that your message is that education, so it's wide enough to capture people, but still narrow enough to give the education to set yourself apart?
This is actually something I'm really struggling with at the minute. It's finding that way to do that. I've gone down the route of getting people in by doing the, you know, fat blast and that kind of stuff, and it didn't sit well with us, and I couldn't put my heart into it. I've gone down the route of over educating, and then probably
people just get confused.
And it's now I'm trying to find that middle ground. I've got some funding, just I think it was last year. So I've got I can't remember what she's called now, but she's a doctor in like human psychology.
Oh, amazing.
Sorry?
I said, oh, amazing.
Oh, yeah. And basically she's done some research for us. I'm just waiting for results to come back on that. So I've basically identified my demographics. And she's going to come back with that and give us some more content that I can then piece together with the stuff I already do.
Yeah.
And hopefully have that solid
foundation. I think that's one of the things, because the space is so noisy, and you know, every single Instagram fitness person seems to be promoting some sort of course or secret success formula or whatever we want to call it. But for you mentioned values, and I think that's super important that everybody does everything based on values. And moving forward, how do you think your values are going to help grow the business to where you want it to go? Because you just mentioned that you're about to start on a 12-month, or you have just started a 12-month mentorship to get to that next level. So I'm really curious to know, like, what is that next level, and how do you think this is going to grow, and where do you want to take it as well?
The biggest thing I want to create the best facility around my area, not just for the fact that I've got the best facility, but that people know when they're coming here, they get the right education, they're getting the right training, they're getting the good advice, not getting all the bull crap that is out in the fitness industry, because there's a lot of it. I want to try to reach more people in terms of in the group, so I'm going down more side of the group training side of things, but not the boot camp. I've always been against these big boot camp things, and this is why I've held off with this mentorship for a little bit too long, probably, because that's what I thought it was all about. I thought it was all about, right, what we'll do is we'll just fill your gym with loads of people and you just take all the money, and I never wanted that. I want to bring people in gradually, and you know, if that takes big groups to do that, but educate them in my way.
Yeah.
And so things like doing seminars. I try to do a lot of things on Facebook, like Facebook Lives. You know, just so they're having that interaction and that contact, and just that the information that they've got. But if I can do that over time, if I can get 10 or 15 people in a month and do that with them, then to me that's success. Because yes, from a business side of it, you're not getting big dollars, building that culture, and you're building the message to the people that we want to bring in.
Yeah, exactly. And what does that then enable you to do sort of outside of business? So how do you live your life, you know, with your family, and what does this gym enable you to do? Because that's what it's all about, right? It's not, like you said, it's not about the money, it's about what it enables you.
To be quite honest, at the minute, it's getting that balance right, which I haven't done at the minute. And this is one of the reasons I'm going down this mentorship route as well, is so I can then create the life that I want. I've never had that. I've basically lived here for the past 5 years. I've gone through a few funny phases where I've gone over the top and be in the gym too much when I went through that, I would say, depressive phase.
Yeah.
And then I went through another phase when my first son was born of actually not being here at all because I wanted to spend so much time with him. I just left basically people in the gym and I was hardly ever here. And now I'm trying to get that balance where I've got family life and I've got the gym, but eventually I don't need to be in the gym.
Yeah.
I'll get to the point where then I can be sort of the face of it, the influencer, so to speak. And then I can work with people to get them into the gym. So like things like seminars and reaching out to people and networking, and I don't have to be in the gym coaching as much.
Yeah, definitely. In terms of that going sort of sidetracking back here, but in terms of that education, what do you think is the best form of education? Is it seminars? Is it Facebook Lives? What do people seem to respond to best?
Probably seminars, to be honest. And I do
like face-to-face, get people in a room.
Yeah, because then you have that interaction. And the thing is, what I don't like about the Facebook is you can't gauge other people's interactions. The only thing you can see is the number going up and down, which can affect, your presentation really. If you're seeing your numbers dropping, you're like, oh damn. But if you're in a room with people, you can then change the energy, where you can get into people interacting, but it brings them into it as well. They're not just sitting at home thinking, I don't really want to ask a question. But then if they're in the seminar and you find a way to get them to interact, I find that a lot better.
You create a safe space. Yeah,
you do. You create a safe space. But I think it's just experimenting with all ways. I've done webinars as well.
Yeah.
And that was kind of, some people liked it, some people didn't because they liked the interaction. They didn't like just looking at a screen.
Yeah, but it also sounds like from your style of teaching, you love that face-to-face side. So any online stuff, you might not be 100% putting yourself into it on some sort of level anyway.
Well, actually, the online stuff, I've done a couple of online like challenges, and again, it's a similar kind of thing. It's not just let's get ripped to bits in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's educational, and I get on the Facebook Lives with this, and I actually really, really love it because I know the people in the group for a reason.
Yeah. So you created that online safe space.
Yeah. So it's say if it's 6 weeks, I know that I'm going to get good engagement for 6 weeks. I know I'm going to have the focus for 6 weeks, because they're there for that reason. And there's a lot of energy in it. And what's good about it is the fact that when we come back into the gym, we talk about it. So generally it's people from the gym who are doing these challenges, maybe with a few outsiders, but then people from the gym, and they have that chat about it and we'll come back in. And it creates a lot of good energy.
For sure. They're like, oh, I saw your live last night. Oh my God, loved it. All that kind of stuff. Yeah. Face-to-face feedback's always a good one as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Makes a big difference. Random question for you, but what do you class yourself as? Do you still class yourself as a PT? Do you class yourself as like that influencer? Do you class yourself as just a business owner? What's your identity, if you want to put it that way?
It's probably something I've always struggled with as well, because it's I've always kind of said I was a personal trainer, and I don't really like the term personal trainer, never have. I always like personal coach, because I do believe that it's more of a coaching side of it. But now I would say I'm trying to be probably more of an influencer than a coach. I think I need to kind of step past the role of a coach now and be more of an influencer. But I think all in all, because it's kind of long-term, entrepreneur. I think it's sort of something like that I never thought I deserved the title of. Crazy reason. I think you have to have loads and loads of money to be considered an entrepreneur. Actually, it's what a lot of people are these days. People who are willing to take the risk for something that they believe in, the entrepreneurs.
For sure. It brings me on to my next question, and quite a big one, but how do you sort of define your success?
Wow, I wouldn't even say I was successful.
But to others, the thing is, but people looking in, they'll probably be like, yeah, he is successful. He has built this studio. He has built this brand. He has created a following. You're making money. All these other things that on a lot of people's list, on a lot of people's checklist, it's like, yeah, success. That's you're making it. You may not have reached your end goal, let's say, but you've definitely had huge successes over the last couple of years.
Yeah. I don't know how I would define it as such.
It's an interesting question, I always think.
It is. Probably.
Or do you know when if you reach a level of success, will you know when you get there? Will you know when you reached it?
If I can create, the biggest thing for me, if I can create the life that I want, if I can create the financial freedom and the time freedom, then to me, I don't really care how much money I've got. I don't need millions of pounds. I just need to have that. I need time with my family.
Yeah.
To me, that is the biggest thing. And if I know that I don't need if I can go on holiday when I want to go on holiday and take time off with the family when I do that, to me, that's success.
Yeah. That's what it's
when
about.
I reach that, I say, yeah, I've been successful, regardless of what it says in the bank.
Yeah,
I've been successful.
Sure. That's the best way to live like, because money in the bank can go tomorrow, but those experiences that you have with your kids and those memories, that's what it's all about. That's the time. Yeah, for sure. Listen, my final question is to you, and something I ask all my guests, but if you could give three bits of advice to fellow business owners, fellow founders over your learnings that you've had, what would those 3 bits of advice be?
Understand your demographics. That's something I really struggled with for a long time. If you don't understand your demographics, then your message is going to get mixed, and it's not really good. It's going to get lost. That's one of the things that I did struggle with. Who am I actually trying to talk to? Because I opened a gym, it was just like, actually, who am I trying to talk to? I just want people in. That was my.
You just want the membership numbers.
Membership numbers. I just need to kind of put the lights on and not have to close the doors next week. But understanding demographics, probably understanding the product as well, and why it's actually going to solve somebody's problem. Again, a lot of people get into this industry because it's a sexy thing, isn't it, to be a personal trainer, and it looks like it's easy money, and it's not. It's really not easy money. So just having an understanding of the problem you're trying to solve. And then probably the third one, just get a mentor. Honestly, get someone who's a little bit above you, just to guide you.
Yeah.
That to me is just a game changer. Probably on the side of that as well is just be around similar kind of people. Get yourself on likes of your group. Your group is very kind of interactive, and you've got a group of people there. Like Coffee with Dan, that kind of group. These groups where people are maybe on a different level. You've got people maybe underneath you or the same level or above you. It's getting a good mix of these people, but with the same mindset.
It makes a huge difference. Yeah, even though it's online, it still makes such a difference for that environment. Yeah,
it does. I mean, like for me, one of the biggest things I've struggled with is being by myself. Like, I don't have a business partner, there's just me, and I feel like I'm by myself a lot.
Yeah.
Although I've got a lot of people around us, physically, I'm still by myself because I'm not really surrounded by the same type of people.
Which is why, like you said, one of the mentorships, it gives you that partner, but that isn't a founder, that still has that very external view of your business and can be there to support. Listen, Keir, thank you so much for coming on. If anyone wants to chat with you, discuss more about your journey, learn more about Lift, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Probably Instagram. I do a lot of Instagram stories. I document a lot of stuff what I do on there. And I'm big into kind of documenting your journey. I think it's pretty cool, and I think a lot of people like to see what people are doing. So I do a lot of that on Instagram. So by all means, follow us on there and drop us a message and say hello.
Just say hello. I'll tag you on Instagram as well. Listen, Keir, thank you so much for coming on, man. I've really enjoyed this chat. You've given so much value to us. Thank you. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for listening. This has been episode 57 of Founders 365.